Hey friend, it's Brad from simpleguitar.com here, and today I'm coming at you with the very first scale that every beginner guitar player should learn. Okay? It's not the minor pentatonic scale or the major scale or one of those. This is simpler. I call this scale the instant rock star scale because it will instantly turn you into a rock star because you can look really cool playing all over the neck of the guitar. And it's a lot of fun and it makes you sound cool and it's simple and it only takes 2 fingers. That's it. Not these 2 fingers though. This finger and this finger. Okay. Your first and third finger on your fretting hand. Okay. That's it. 2 fingers. That's all you need to do. Because when it comes to playing guitar, a lot of things that I hear frequently from people is stuff like, oh, well, I'm not a lead guitar player. I'm not built to play lead guitar. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know my scales. And the thing is really, it's not that hard to do that. And this scale will at least give you a really solid foundation in the beginning to becoming an amazing lead guitar player. And then this scale is actually something that you'll run into over and over and over and over again. But when it's broken down this way, it makes it a lot easier to digest. In fact, when I was starting out learning guitar, I was teaching myself, playing in my parents' basement. My dad had played guitar for years, and I always thought, hey, Dad, teach me stuff. And he showed me 2 things. One of them was this scale. The other one was Norwegian Wood by the Beatles. And this scale, that was it. Those are the only 2 things that my dad really sat down and taught me when I was learning guitar. I guess he thought, I figured it out, you go figure it out. And that's how it goes. And it worked. But this scale was so helpful. I played it for years. I played it in bands. I played in jazz band all through high school. This was the scale that I used all the time because you can use it for jazz, you can use it for blues, you can use it for rock, you can use it for country, you can use it for folk, you can use it for bluegrass, you can use it for anything that you want to. It doesn't matter what style it is, okay? So, like I said, I call this scale the instant rock star scale. Technically, it is a pentatonic scale. It is the pentatonic scale, but it's not the same pattern that everybody learns all the time. This one is way simpler, way easier, and you can move it around the whole fretboard. You can play across the entire fretboard. And it makes life so much easier for you, okay? So, first things first, you need to make sure that your guitar is tuned to standard tuning, right? I know that we talked just recently in the video about playing power chords in drop D tuning, the first chords that you should play on guitar. But for this, it's going to be easier for you to start in standard tuning, okay? So for this, you're going to have your E, A, D, G, B, E, standard tuning, piece of cake, okay? But what we're going to do is you need to know what notes are along your 6th string. So starting out with your 6th string open, that is an E note, right? And then if you play your 1st fret, that's an F. Your 2nd fret is F sharp or G flat. Your 3rd fret is G. Your 4th fret is G sharp or A flat. Your 5th fret is A. Your 6th fret is A sharp or B flat. Your 7th fret is B. Your 8th fret is C. Your 9th fret is C sharp or D flat. Your 10th fret is D. Your 11th fret is D sharp or E flat. And then your 12th fret is E again, okay? So we have E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B sharp, B, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E, okay? You need to memorize those notes. The reason why is in music, you'll often hear, hey, this song is in the key of B flat, or this song is in the key of C, or this song is in the key of A minor, or whatever. All that means is that song is made up of a group of notes that sound good together, and it's based around that main note that they say, Okay, so if you say something like this song is in the key of C, that means all the notes in that song, all the chords in that song, everything revolves around your C note. So when you know that, you can use this scale starting at the note that song is in that key. Okay, so if we're in the key of C, we're going to start on our C note. So you need to know where that note is. So if you need to rewind and go back through where we go up and down the neck with all the notes, you need to memorize those notes so that when you're playing with other people or learning a song, you can easily figure out where this is and then use this scale starting from that note, and you can look like a total pro with almost no experience. It's awesome. Okay, so powerful. So let's start this. Let's do this in the key of A, for example. Okay, so I'm going to show you really quickly. I'm just going to, there's so much with this that we can dive into, and we can go deep into the theory or how this works and why this works. But today I'm just going to give it to you. We're going to breeze through it, and then I'm going to turn you loose with it to have fun. Okay. Now, I said earlier that this is a pentatonic scale. That means that this scale has 5 notes. And those 5 notes are just going to repeat and repeat and repeat as we go higher in pitch or lower in pitch. Okay. So let's start on the first note that we're going to do this. We're going to do this in the key of A. So everything is based around that A note. And it's going to sound good with songs in the key of A. Okay. So we're going to start with your first finger on your 5th fret on your low E string. That's your A note. Okay. Then you're going to use your ring finger, your 3rd finger on the 7th fret, which is your B note. Okay. So we're playing your 5th fret and then your 7th fret. And then you're going to take that 3rd finger that's on your 7th fret and slide it up to your 9th fret on the same string and play that note. Okay, so far we've got 3 notes. We've got your 5th fret, your 7th, and your 9th. Using your 1st finger, your 3rd finger, and then sliding up with your 3rd finger again. Okay. Now once you've done that, your 1st finger is going to go to the next string. You're going to play on your 5th string, and it's going to play your 7th fret. And then your 3rd finger is going to play the 9th fret on that string too. Okay, now if you do that, that's all 5 notes of the scale. Okay, so we started on our A note because that's what key we're in. And then we play the 7th fret, the 9th fret, and then we switch strings and we go to the 7th fret and the 9th fret again. That's it. All you have to do is master those 5 notes. But now we're going to take those 5 notes and we're going to repeat them in different positions. Okay? It's going to sound awesome. Watch this. So if we keep going up the scale, well, before we keep going up the scale, actually, let me rewind just a little bit. What I want you to do is play those 5 notes up and down several times. Like go do it like 10 or 20 times of just going up and down with this. Do it slow. Don't worry about how fast you do it. Just worry about getting those notes under your fingers and starting to memorize it. You want to memorize it as quickly as you can. And you want to get familiar with playing those over and over. If you take the time to do the drooling work of playing it slow and repeating it over and over, it's going to help build the connection between your brain and your hand to understand what to do and to remember what to do and to do it on autopilot. So if you pay close attention at first and you play those notes going up and down a whole lot and you drill that into your brain, it helps build the connection in your brain so that it becomes easier and easier and easier to do. Okay. A lot of times I've learned beginner guitar students will start to do something like this that's totally new to them, and it's a little bit difficult, and they will play it 2 or 3 times and be like, I'm good, and that's it. But you have to push through that, and you have to do it a lot more than that. And those that do that learn it a whole lot faster, and they play better, and they build better habits right off the bat. So don't play it once or twice and go, okay, I've got it. Play it a whole bunch until you're bored out of your mind of doing it. And if you do that, it's going to make it a lot easier to play in the future. Okay. So once you're used to playing those 5 notes up and down, okay, the cool thing that you can do, we could just stop right there, right? You could actually just start to add different phrasing elements into those notes with slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, bends, vibrato, different techniques like that. And you could create some really, really cool sounding stuff, okay? But we're going to go on and keep showing you how to play up the neck, okay? So once we do those 5 notes, we're doing 5th fret on your 6th string, 7th fret, 9th fret, then on your 5th string, your 7th fret, and your 9th fret. We're going to repeat the pattern, but now we're going to start on your 4th string on the 7th fret, which happens to be an A note. Isn't that awesome? So we started on our A note here. Now we're going to do it again right here on your 4th string, 7th fret. This is another A note. We're going to do the exact same pattern. So we're going to play with your 1st finger on the 7th fret, your 3rd finger on the 9th fret, then slide that finger up to your 11th fret. I know, don't hold your fingers like this. I'm only doing this so that you can see it really easy, okay? And then your 3rd string, 9th fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 11th fret. And there we are. Those 5 notes, same 5 notes again, just starting right here. Okay. So far we have this: 5th fret, 7th, 9th, 7th, 9th, 7th, 9th, 11, 9, 11. And we're going to keep going. Except you have to remember something. When you're doing stuff and you're going up like this through your strings, whenever you hit your B string, your 2nd string, if you're in standard tuning, everything shifts up. Okay? Because your B string is tuned at a different interval between your 2nd and 3rd strings. Okay? So everything is going to shift. So where before we went 5, 7, 9, 7, 9, and we started on 7. So it was like, the same fret that we've been playing. Now it's going to be different because we went 7, 9, 11, 9, 11. For your next one, you're just going to use your 1st finger and you're going to shift up 1 fret to your 10th fret. So your 1st finger's on the 10th fret on your 2nd string. And then your 3rd finger is going to play the 12th fret. And then your 3rd finger is going to slide up to your 14th fret. Okay. And then on your 1st string, your 1st finger plays your 12th fret. And then your 3rd finger plays the 14th fret again. So it's the same pattern, but we had to shift up because of that weird B string tuning. So all together, I'm going to play from the bottom to the top. And like I said, if you need to pause, rewind, go back over stuff, not a problem. Do it as much as you need to. I'm actually building a whole course on this scale that goes way more in depth right now than what we're doing, because right now I'm just going to give it to you and let you have some fun with it right off the bat because it's so valuable to be able to play this scale. So from the bottom all the way up to the top in the key of A, it sounds like this. And back down. Okay. So you need to play this over and over and get used to this. Get used to feeling it in your fingers. And just play it up and down. I mean, just doing that. I mean, normally when you play scales for people, they aren't impressed because scales aren't impressive to play. It's like, you know, guys trying to pick up girls with shredding. It just doesn't work. You know, what you do is you just have to. This actually sounds pretty musical just going up through it like that. So you can just get that under your fingers of playing this 5-note pattern. Here's the cool thing about this scale. I told you if you memorize all the notes up and down your 6th string, you can play it in any of those keys, okay? And so the trick is moving that pattern around. So once you master it in A, move to a different fret. Start in G, start on your 3rd fret. Okay, and if you do that at all your frets, you're gonna get used to playing the scale across the entire fretboard in every key, and it's the same pattern, and you can play it for just about anything, okay? Now, this particular pattern that we're playing is based on the major pentatonic scale, okay? So this particular one that we just played, where you're going 5, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 11, 9, 11, 10, 12, 14, 12, 14, right? This pattern is going to sound best when you play this in songs that are in a major key, okay? So if you're playing a song that's in A minor, for example, it's not going to sound as good. So let me show you what to do. There's a major version of this scale. There's a minor version of this scale, and it's made up of the exact same pattern. It just matters which note, your root note, the first note of the key, the one that the whole key is based around, where that falls in the pattern, okay? So if we look at this, with what we were just playing, we have 5, 7, 9, 7, 9, right? That's the basis of our pattern. And then that pattern repeats. Okay? What we're going to do is, if we were in a minor key, we're going to change it up. If I'm going to be in A minor, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start playing a G note with my first finger right here. And then my root note, my A note, with my 3rd finger on the 5th fret. Okay? And what that is, that's the part of the pattern that we just played. That's the 2 notes. Okay? So next we're going to play the 3-note part. So we're going to play 3 and 5 on your 6th string. And then on the next string, you're going to go 3 with your 1st finger, and then 5 with your 3rd, and then 7. Okay? So we have 3, 5, 3, 5, 7. 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret. Okay? And then that's the 5-shape pattern for the minor version. So this is in A minor. This is A major. It's just like if I play an A major chord here, has a different sound as if I play an A minor chord. Okay, so this major version used for songs in the key of A major. The minor version if you want to end on that root note, that A note, that's the note that the whole key is based on, it'll sound awesome. Okay, but we can take that the 5 notes for the minor version and just repeat those 2. So we will have 3 and 5, and then 3, and then 5, and then 7. And then we're going to change notes, change strings, and we're going to repeat the whole thing again. So we're going to start with your 1st finger on the 5th fret of your 4th string, and then your 3rd finger on the 7th fret. And then we're going to change to your 3rd string with 5, and then your 3rd finger on 7, and then slide up to 9. And then you're going to do your 1st finger. Remember, everything on your B string shifts. So we're going to go up to 8, and then 10 with your 3rd finger, And then on your first string, 8, and then 10 with your third finger, and slide that up to 12. That's the whole thing. So it's going to sound like this. So that is the minor version of the instant rockstar scale, or the minor pentatonic scale. Except this one's way easier to play because we went from the 3rd fret right here all the way up to your 12th fret on your first string. Right? And it's a lot easier to do that than to worry about learning all 5 pentatonic shapes right off the bat. Instead, play this. You have the minor version, you have the major version. Master one of those first. Not master. Get comfortable with one of those first. Play it at different frets. Now, what you need to do also is you can play this at different frets. I want you to find a song, find out what key that song is in, and then you just turn on the song and you practice playing through the scale and getting creative, adding your own phrasing, playing the notes of the scale, but in whatever order you want, okay? You can repeat notes, you can skip notes, you can play different sequences of notes, you can use different techniques, use your phrasing like vibrato and slides and hammer-ons and bends and double stops and cool stuff like that. But this scale, the major version, the minor version, both of those scales, each version of this scale, of the what I call the instant rockstar scale, okay, are simple to learn, simple to get down. They make you sound awesome. They make you look awesome because you're going all over the stinking fretboard and you can do it with almost no experience. And what it does is it just gives you a framework to use in the very beginning for soloing and for jamming with people. And you don't have to know all the theory. You don't have to know all the different stuff. It's so much simpler because you've got 2 things to learn and you just repeat it. Okay. And like I said, I got through high school jazz band for 4 years with playing just this scale for the most part. I played the blues scale too, which is basically this, but then you throw in another note. But for the most part, anytime I had a solo, it was this. I did it all the time. And when I was a senior, I got the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. Right? So that's how it goes. I mean, you can use the scale in any style. You can use it in any key. Oh, bonus. Here's the other thing. You don't have to start on your 6th string. Because let's say right now I'm playing an electric guitar and I've got a cutaway, and so it's really easy for me to get up here. Right? I can do that really easy. But if I'm playing like an acoustic that doesn't have a cutaway and I can't get up high very easy, here's what you do. And you can do this on any guitar, okay? Not just acoustic. It's just, it applies. You can start the same pattern. Get used to doing it on your 6th string, okay? The major and the minor version, okay? And then start on your 5th string. Learn the notes. So you have your A, your B flat or A sharp, B, C, C sharp or D flat, D on your 5th fret, D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp, G flat, G, G sharp, A flat, and then A. If you start on one of those notes, you can do the same thing. So if I start on my 3rd fret on my 5th string and I play the major version, I'm in C major. Right? But if I start, I can also do it with the minor version because I could do this. And then I'm in C minor. Okay, so it's just playing. It changes it just a little bit, Don't forget to shift at your B string when you need to, okay? But otherwise, it's the same thing. You're just playing your minor shape here. And you're playing your major shape here. Right? It's the exact same thing, but you can start on any string with this, right? So the cool thing is you can start on your 6th string, you can start on your 5th string, you can play major, you can play minor. And the awesome thing is you can play this in any style. And so this major version and the minor version of the Instant Rockstar scale, the technical name is called the diagonal pentatonic scale. Okay, so if you want to learn more cool stuff like this, then go to my website, simpleguitar.com. I have a free guide there for you that includes this. It talks about this scale in it, the diagonal pentatonic scale, or what I call the Instant Rockstar scale. It talks about it in this and a bunch of other stuff. That is the top 10 things to learn on guitar first. And you know, these 10 things will set you up so that when you're starting out learning guitar, it'll make your life easier, because these things in that guide, like playing the Instant Rockstar scale, they get you the most bang for your buck. You know, they get you a lot of results with little effort, and that is why they're awesome. So go to simpleguitar.com, download your free guide on the top 10 things to learn on guitar first. I will catch you in the next video.